What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a mid skin fade, but this time we're going to do it on a kid, and it's a little bit different of a process. So to begin this skin fade, we're going to start just how we do on an adult. We're going to start with that blade all the way closed, put in our skin line, then after this we're going to the trimmer. So in this case, the trimmer part is extremely important because it's going to be the absolute lowest we're going to go on a kid. I tend never to use the foil shaver unless the parents actually request it. Most of the time their hair is thin enough and short enough with the trimmer that it's never going to really make much of a difference, and it looks just as good. For our next step, it's just like how we do a regular skin fade, and that's open blade and starting to put that next guide in for the half. Then after this, we're just going to blend this out. So to blend, we're going to do it just like how we do anything else, and that's starting closed and slowly opening our blade up. With kids' hair, it's very, very fine most of the time, and it's going to show very little imperfections. So you do want to be fairly careful when you're blending. Give yourself enough space to stretch this fade out, and that's what we're going to be doing here. Now, I'd like to thank Matty's parents for allowing me to make this video. I've gotten questions on if skin fades are similar for kids and the process on how to do it on kids. So I'm happy that I got the chance to show this video on the channel. If you do enjoy it, I'd really appreciate it if you left a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for future videos. So now that we've blended everything out, I want to make sure that top line is a true full open blade. And in this case, I just tapped it a little bit more with the open blade. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a line there, which means in the process of blending, I did end up pushing this up a little bit. So you have to make sure that this top line is a perfect open blade just so it easily blends into the next few guards. The next guard is going to be the 1, and we're going to do it all the way open, essentially putting another guideline in, and then I'm going to close this guard up and do the 1 right underneath that. That's the one difference I really do on a kid rather than on an adult. An adult, I'll always stay open, and then I just put a half guard right into this 1 open. But with kids, you need much more space to stretch out a fade. So in this case, like I said, I'll close it up, hit that a little bit lower, and then we move on to the half guard. So now with this half guard, we're going to start it closed and open our way up slowly. It's just like how we blend out any line from any guideline that we've done prior. We want to just make sure to stretch this fade and get everything perfectly blended before we move on to the next guard. So for this next guard, we're going to be using the 1.5 guard, keeping it closed, Keeping in mind anything after this is going to be scissors or scissor over comb, so you don't have to worry about any lines after this because we'll blend that out later. But underneath, if there is a little bit of a line, it's just the one guard all the way open, and slowly flick at it until it goes away. So now we're going to start off by spraying some water in the top of the hair. This is just going to prepare everything for us to cut the top. So now we're going to be doing the same exact process we would do on an adult, and that's cutting up the front part, and that's going to set our initial guide length for when we do the vertical part, where I like to call the mohawk part, right down the middle. And then that creates two separate sections on the left and the right side of the mohawk, and we have that middle section as our guide length. With kids, it's important to note most hairstyles on most kids are going to be very individual to their hair growth pattern. And that's the one major difference between children and adults, is that their hair is much more difficult to push into different directions and do different styles with. So you have to cut the top in a way that lets the hair lay in its most natural position. So once we've cut the top exactly where we want it, we find out where the hair is going to lay, we're going to comb it into that direction. And this is another difference that I do with kids, and that's cutting the side with the scissor over comb while the hair is wet. Because like this, with the hair wet, it's going to leave the hair in its most natural state. And like this, it's much, much easier to blend from the sides into the top. And for any final little adjustments, like I said, the barber's secret weapon is that thinning shear, and that's going to blend in perfectly everything all together from the sides and the fade all the way to the top that we just cut. And like I said before, if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.